Many investors turn to dividend investing for a reliable and steady source of passive income. However, most companies pay dividends quarterly, leading to inconsistent income, some months higher, some lower. The solution: monthly dividend paying stocks. And the most well known of them all is Realty Income, the company literally branded as the Monthly Dividend Company. But investing in these type of stocks isn't as straightforward as it seems. So how do you know which one is worth your investment? In this video I will compare 10 monthly dividend paying stocks, head to head, using key criteria to determine which stock is the best investment. In each round I'm going to give the winner of that round 3 points, and the number 2 gets 2 points, and the number 3 gets 1 point. At the end we are going to sum all the points to see who's the winner. So without further ado, let's dive into it. Starting with the market cap, to see who's the biggest company and probably has more weight to it as well. Coming in first we have Realty Income with a 50 billion market cap, and they are claiming their first 3 points here. In second we have AGNC, which kinda surprised me, but the gap between number 1 and 2 is insane, 50 billion versus 9 billion. In third we have ADC with 8 billion. When you start to buy dividend stocks, you want to invest in a company that does well and is capable of growing, and it all starts with revenue growth. And Realty Income reports the highest revenue growth in the past 5 years, with a whopping 29%, driven by different acquisitions. In second we have ADC, same story. And in third we have EFC, kinda surprising, but an impressive 21%, claiming their first point. Not only we want to see the revenue growing, we also want to see that net income is growing at a similar pace. And surprisingly enough, Stag Industrial reports the highest number here in the past 5 years, with a whopping 34%. In second we have Main Street with 31%. And in third we have ADC, also doing a pretty decent job with 18%. And there are a few interesting things here to address. Realty Income had a 29% revenue growth number. Meanwhile, net income is only growing at 14%, roughly half of the revenue, indicating margins are decreasing heavily. And next to that, there were some companies reporting almost no revenue growth in the previous sheet. And in this sheet we also see some really low numbers. And now the moment we have all waited for, the dividend yields. And this is a bit of a tough one, because these are very different companies that I'm comparing here. But still I have to stick with the higher the better in this case. So coming in first we have AGNC, with an insane 14% dividend yield. In second we have PSAC, with 12.5%, and in third we have EFC with 11.5%, which are all very impressive numbers. And next to that high dividend yield we also want to see some consistent growth, showing that the company is a reliable investment when it comes to dividends. The longer the streak the better, especially when they manage to increase the dividends during rough times like the financial crisis or the lockdown periods. And coming in first we have Realty Income with 28 years, looking really impressive. In second we have Stag Industrial, also really impressive with 12 years. And in third we have ADC with 5 years, also looking pretty good to me. And there are a lot of companies that have no dividend streak. And these are the same companies that had almost no revenue growth but a very high dividend yield. And now that we are halfway of awarding the points, it is time to see who's the half-time leader. Starting at the bottom of the list we have 3 companies with exactly 0 points: LTC, EPR and MDV. Then we have another set of 3 companies that had the same amount of points: EFC, PSEC and Main, all reporting 2 points. On the second spot it's another set of 3 companies with 5 points: ADC, Stack, and AGNC, where the latter kinda surprised me a little bit. And of course, there's only one company left, who's the halftime leader, Realty Income with a whopping 9 points. But hold your horses, there are a few more points to be awarded which can drastically change the table. Starting with the 5-year compound annual growth rate, and this is one of the more interesting metrics to look at, and there are some big differences here as well. Coming in first we have ADC with a nice 6%, and to be honest this isn't crazy high. In second we have both Realty Income and Main Street at 4%, earning them 2 points. And in third we have Stack Industrial with 1%, which is a bit too low to be honest, but enough to lock in that point here. And we see some stocks reporting negative numbers, which is quite concerning. One of the most important numbers in this score sheet is the payout ratio. You want to invest your well-earned money into a reliable dividend-paying stock. And since these are complicated companies that happen to have a high dividend yield, the payout ratio tends to be a little bit different versus regular companies. So for example, some of these companies are forced to pay out 75 to 80% of their taxable income to dividends, leading to higher payout ratios. But still, I choose to go with the lower the better payout ratio. And Stack Industrial is reporting only 60% here, earning them the full 3 points. In second we have EPR with a nice 70%. And in third we have ADC with 74%. EFC is not looking any good with 110%. This could be a red flag to be honest. One of the biggest concerns and fear of a dividend investor is a dividend cut. And some of these companies needed to cut their dividends to survive. And this one is really easy for me. If you cut the dividends in the past 5 years, you get 0 points. If you didn't, you get the full 3 points here. And it turns out that it is a 50-50 split. And I have mixed feelings with dividend cuts. Of course, it's one of the worst things that can happen to your dividend portfolio, but sometimes it is needed to climb up again. So always be sure to really do your research on why the dividend cut happened, and if the company had done more cuts before. The last metric of today is the total return in the past 10 years. And the reason why I'm taking 10 years over 5 years is that most of the time these companies don't do well in the mid to short run. But in the long run they sometimes have crazy high returns due to dividends. So coming in first we have Main Street with a whopping 292%, which is really insane. In second we have ADC with 250%, also really impressive. And in third we have Stack Industrial with 154%. And unfortunately there are some companies that have done a really poor job in the past 10 years. And with the last points awarded we have a final score. And just a little reminder, the halftime leader was Realty Income with 9 points. And if you paid some attention, they didn't score a heck lot of points in the second round. So could there be a new winner? Well, starting at the bottom of the list we have MDV with exactly 0 points, a big letdown. On the fourth place we have a set of 3 companies with only 2 points, EPR, EFC and PSEC. Next we have LTC with 3 points, who was a bit of a letdown to be honest. AGNC started really strong during the first round, but managed to score exactly 0 points in the second round, ranking them on the 4th place. And now we have a few companies left but only 3 spots. So on the 3rd spot we have a company with 10 points in total. And during the halftime score they managed to score only 2 points. So in the second round they did an amazing job, and that's Main Street. In the second spot we have Stack Industrial with a whopping 30 points, also really impressive if you take into account that they only had 5 points during the halftime score. And now, it's a tie on the first spot with both ADC and Realty Income. And funny enough, some people refer to ADC as the new Realty Income. And both stocks are one of the biggest investments in my portfolio. And to be honest, I expected Realty Income to rank really high on the list. They are literally called the Monthly Dividend Company by their own people. So they had to be there, right? ADC also did an amazing job, especially in the second round, where they scored a total of 9 points, which is really impressive. So to wrap things up, what were your thoughts on this list? Were you surprised by the outcome, or did you thought some companies would do better in the terms of results? Please let me know in the comments down below. In the coming months you can expect more videos like this one, so stay tuned. And remember to always do your own research and never fully trust on what I or other YouTubers say about a stock. I'm not a financial advisor and this content is just for entertaining purposes only. I hope you liked this video and I did bring some insights of the company to you. I would really appreciate a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe to get notified when I'm posting a new video. Thanks for watching and I will see you in my next video.